Since 1923, Roy O. Martin, a Louisiana-based wood products company, has followed the example of its founder to give back to our Louisiana communities where we live and work. To learn more, visit royomartin.com. The Louisiana Lottery is proud to join LPB in honoring the 2018 Louisiana Legends, contributing over $3.5 billion for K-12 public education. The lottery is giving Louisiana a reason to smile. Support for the 2018 Louisiana Legends comes from Willis Knighton, a locally owned, locally operated not-for-profit health system serving patients in the Arklatex since 1924.
Good evening, I'm Beth Courtney, President of Louisiana Public Broadcasting, and you are watching Louisiana Legends. We are going to have a wonderful conversation with our 2018 legend, D-D Breaux, but first, let's take a look at her bio.
Nobody tells her, I bet you can't do something, because doggone it, she did it. She tied a mattress to her waist and swam across the Mississippi River.
If a teenage D-D Breaux had the tenacity and ability to navigate the Mississippi River, then we should have known she'd have what it takes to see her vision of LSU gymnastics realized. It's been a lifetime career commitment of overcoming hurdles to become an elite national power. Her Tigers now have the best facilities, the best athletes, and the best supporting cast to excel. Getting here has been some journey. D-D grew up in Donaldsonville, the third oldest of 8 kids in a very close family.
From a young age, passionate and enthusiastic about whatever she was doing.
She had a passion for dance and eventually gymnastics. Her parents, Betty and Van Breaux, would drive her across the river from Donaldsonville to Baton Rouge 3 to 5 times a week to practice. She became a star and was heading to the 1972 Olympic trials as a gymnast at Southeastern when a knee injury derailed her career as an athlete. Even with that setback, she managed a big smile, making lemonade out of lemons. What happened next is the stuff of legends. She wound up at LSU and in 1978, while in graduate school, became the Tigers' head coach.
It's pride, passion, and purpose. And if you live your life with that, then no matter what, you're gonna be proud. You're gonna live your best life. That's my mom.
In the early days and for many years, a big goal was finding fans who would come watch her team perform. She was a one-person marketing dynamo as well as coach. She got little help from 4 of the first 6 athletic directors she served under, but she pressed on, making her quest for greatness a family affair, with her young daughters part of the show.
My sister and I can recall definitely going to Winn-Dixie. That's no exaggeration. We would go and do our homework at a picnic table outside of Winn-Dixie while she handed out tickets, and then when we finished our homework, we were handing out tickets. We were begging people to come to the meet. They would drop a black curtain on half the arena so that you couldn't see that there wasn't anybody in there. And now you go to home meet and there's people on the last row of the PMAC. And that's a feeling, just me personally, that is something that you can't explain.
Chest open, chest up, feet under you. Nice, good job.
It's been a lifetime of pushing and just believing in that program.
She's taken her LSU from a small corner of the field house to the main event of Friday night lights in the winter.
She's never going to ask someone, even now, she's never going to ask someone to do something she's not willing to do. Going and giving out tickets in Winn-Dixie, she's not going to ask her team to go do it. She's not going to ask somebody else to go do it. I'm going to do it. I'll do it. And that alone, right there, puts over 13,000 people in the PMAC.
In 2018, D-D saw LSU sell out back-to-back meets for the first time in school history and set a single meet record of 13,729 fans against Alabama. LSU's new average attendance record of more than 12,000 fans was number 1 in the SEC and second in the nation. Only football in Tiger Stadium averages more fans. Her Tigers have a perfect home record of 34-0 going back to 2014.
The girls on the team respect and know how hard she's worked. So they work even harder to be awesome and to be great and to be a part of the LSU Gymnastics family.
She carries a lot of pride for our university, and she makes you feel a certain sense of responsibility of how you represent our program and how we represent LSU, and she does a good job sending that message across, and it makes our girls feel that pride and that they're a part of something that's much bigger than themselves, and being a part of that was an incredible experience for me personally.
D-D's Tigers currently reign as back-to-back SEC champions, winning both the regular season and championship titles. They finished national runner-up twice and in the top 5 straight years.
She has just persevered and never, ever let anything stand in her way. But while doing that, she's done it with grace. To say proud doesn't even paint a picture for just how incredible she is.
I think that she's the ultimate encourager. She is constantly reminding you of how great you are and how great you can become. I think something that I would like to say is thank you. She's given me so many opportunities. Wow, I didn't mean to do this. But she's given me a lot of opportunities, and I'm really thankful and appreciative.
Welcome back. We are here with D-D Breaux. Congratulations, D-D.
Thank you.
First thing. It was so great having you as a legend. But we are here in really the facility that you built.
Well,
this is
I tell
spectacular.
You, it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure to have y'all here in this fabulous, the finest gymnastics training center in the world. But you know, it takes a village, and Tiger Athletic Foundation, the athletic department, Joe Oliva, the entire athletic village. This is a lifetime's work right here.
Is there another standalone women's facility like this any place in the country?
Some of the gymnastics centers, like Alabama, has a standalone, and but let me tell you, when this building was conceived and this dream came true, this is the first standalone women's facility that LSU has built. So there's a lot of pride that goes into this facility.
You know, it's amazing that you built gymnastics to be, is it the second most watched sport behind only football?
Well, you know, we've got a pretty stellar baseball following.
Yes.
But when you've got 13,000 seats in the arena and we're averaging what we've been averaging, in women's sports, we're the biggest draw here on campus. But, you know, nobody can compete against LSU football. That's a great thing. But our men's basketball program has begun to pick back up. So, you know, we're real excited about everything that we've got going on at LSU.
So, D-D, you're a great motivator. And I was thinking as we were looking at your bio, how do you motivate young people? Are they already just driven, and do you have to maybe nurture them as opposed to motivating? What do you say to motivate young people?
Well, it has to come from their heart. There has to be a desire to train and do the hard work. And there's so many prongs and there's so many aspects that go into being a successful student athlete. Today, more than ever, there's more distractions. There's some push. There's some nudging and shoving.
You say we're tigers. Isn't that one of your phrases?
We're tigers, you know. You either eat or get eaten. And we really push our kids to be the best that they can be.
What are the questions parents ask you when you're recruiting talented?
Well, you know, they want to know what our priorities are, and our priority is education. You know, come to LSU, you're going to get all the support you need to get the finest education that a college has to offer, a university has to offer. You know, they're interested in that, but they're also interested in the family aspect and the nurturing care. And you know, we have such an incredible safety net, a network of nutritionists. Our doctors are incredible. Our trainers are incredible. But it's the total package, the whole village of people that works in unison to support each and every athlete here at LSU.
So that nurturing atmosphere, were you just appalled by all the revelations about the doctor who really molested all of those young gymnasts? And
that's really been a black eye for the sport, but it's not just about gymnastics. I mean, it goes much deeper than that. Yeah, it's a true black eye, and I think the thing now is let's find a way to heal. Let's find a way to move forward. Let's find a way to better support our student athletes. And by the time they come to college, these kids are ready to focus on an education, especially in gymnastics. It's the education, the athletics, and then the community service aspect of it. But it's been a real black eye for gymnastics, but for sports in general. And I think it's time that we try to heal the black eye. We put some ice on it and move forward.
When I look at your young ladies who are so talented, I think, how young should you begin doing gymnastics? It seems like now you have to start when, you have to dedicate your life when you're like 3 years old or something.
Well, you want to start them at 3, and there's some Mommy and Me programs and things that are just basic movement. But when you talk about the total development of a child, gymnastics is so incredibly helpful in just developing their motor skills, their ability to move. And I have a grandson that just turned 1, and they're like, well, he's not walking yet. And that's okay, because the longer he crawls, the better his motor development's going to be, and that's what gymnastics is all about. We have a great children's program, there's a great grassroots program in a lot of gyms in this area, but crawling and running and jumping, and then the stretching and the flexibility aspect that gymnastics brings to a young child is you don't get it anyplace else in any other sport. So if you've got a young one out there and they're climbing on the sofa and jumping off the sofa, and put them in gymnastics. And then when they get to be 6 feet tall, or switch them over to another sport.
Another sport.
Yeah.
Because really, you can't be too tall, can you?
You can. Sari Morrison was here, and Ashley Claire Kearney was a pretty tall gymnast. So I mean,
but when we say tall, how tall is that?
I'm saying 5'8".
Yeah.
5'9".
Not 6'1".
Not 6'1". And we have some of our basketball players come in here, and some of our football players say, teach me to flip, coach. And that's not something you teach in a day. That's a process. There's a deep-rooted foundation that goes on to every gymnastic skill that we coach. And it starts with the most minuscule little skill, and we build, and that's how we get the big skills.
So how long do you think you're going to be doing this?
Well, I think this is my 41st year. I think that's what people are telling me around here, and I still get a lot of pleasure from being in the gym with the kids and the coaching and the process, and I enjoy the recruiting process, and I have the most remarkable staff: Jay Clark, Bob Moore, Ashley Claire Kearney, Ashley Nat. I mean, we've got such a good staff here, and I say it again, it's that village, that coming together of everyone that has a part in our program, our graphics design person. Everybody is so proud of what they do, and they take ownership in their little area. And, you run a business, and you run a whole thing, and your cameramen have to be really good and really sharp at what they do, but also the person at the soundboard. So it takes that village to make everything happen. And if the guy that did the lights didn't do a good job, then we would probably look green. So
exactly. Well,
it takes a village.
One of the things I was looking back in your biography is, of course, you were headed towards being the star athlete personally, and then you switched to the coaching career. Do you think perhaps coaching ended up being more satisfying, or do you miss that chance at, maybe, the Olympics at one point?
That's everybody's dream that competes at a high level in gymnastics. And of course, certainly that was my dream. And, coming from a small town and a large family, it was a real challenge to get to practice. And my parents, my mother made a huge sacrifice because I had 5 younger siblings at home. But
did they resent you?
I hope not,
Would they have told you?
No, they wouldn't have told me. But, the part about being an athlete and then segueing into something else, you have that battle, do I want to be a physical therapist? Do I want to go to therapy school? Do I want to do this? And the opportunity to coach presented itself when I had an injury and couldn't continue. Then it was something that I became passionate about and enjoyed. And you're not going to be successful at anything you do if you're not enthusiastic about it and have passion for it. So I became passionate, and there were a lot of struggles. There were a lot of fights along the way, and the pushing and the motivating kids, and having one balance beam when Alabama had 6. Overcoming those obstacles were a real challenge.
I bet you were recruited by other schools. Did you ever think of leaving Louisiana?
The thought of leaving Louisiana and not being in Louisiana was always a daunting thought, and the couple of opportunities that I had to interview for other jobs or people that call me, it was tempting to go at some points in time, but my passion for LSU and my passion for the state of Louisiana and what I had a dream and the goals for this to be and to become, and to want it to be so much better than it was when I came here. When Carl Maddox brought me here, we didn't have a facility. They wanted me to go coach in that Jim Armory place back there that's condemned, and Ernie Hill said, well, no, we'll put you in the field house, we'll give you a corner of the field house. And when football came in on rainy days, football would come in there and Coach Mack would come over and watch us practice and chat a little bit. So there are a lot of fond memories, but very challenging times.
So what do you do for fun?
Well, what I do for fun, I love to work in my yard. I have a beautiful, beautiful backyard, and adding on to my house. My mother just moved in with me, so I'm adding on to my house. But I love to fish. Actually, I'm going to fish in the Ride the Bulls, the big kayak tournament in Caminada Pass. So I love to fish. I love to kayak fish, and I enjoy fishing with my grandkids more than anything else.
When I look at some of the star athletes you've had through the years, I wonder, what are they doing now? I know Mary Lou Retton did a show for public television in Houston, and I think, and her daughter, of course, came to be with you. What are some of your girls doing now that they're young ladies? Well,
I recruited a young lady from Monterrey, Mexico a few years ago, and she's now working in the foundation at Our Lady of the Lake. So, I mean, those types of things. I've got Jennifer Landry Board is now a principal at a school in Prairieville, and Cecilia Montani, who married a baseball player here. She's a surgeon here in town that specializes in breast surgery. I've got, I think I've got 5 kids in professional school right now, physical therapy. I've got quite a few kids that are physical therapists, nurses. A lot of them go into nursing. I have one little girl from Marrero that walked on here about 6 years ago, and it was her dream to go to med school, and she couldn't get in. We kept writing letters, and she was an excellent student, but I don't think she interviewed well. Yeah. And so Casey Duvall, so she finally got accepted into med school, and she's in med school in New Orleans, one of the 5 that I have in professional school. So it's those types of things that motivate, and really, when somebody comes in and they're not doing so well in school, and the reason why, you really have the angst to push and motivate and make sure that they take care of their business academically, because this ends in 4 years.
Well, you've gone to the finals any number of times. Yeah. You've come so close. Do you think you're going to make it soon, or what do you think?
In this sport, the difference between winning and losing is this much, and we have been there. You have to shoot if you're going to score, and we have been shooting and have continued to score and do really well. To have back-to-back SEC championships, we've won the season like 4 years in a row. So to have the accolades and the things that we have hanging on the wall in this gym, I don't think it will haunt me in my tenure if we don't win a national championship, because we've had so much fabulous success. But the day is coming. It will happen. It will happen. I think that the commitment, the dedication, the goals, and we say every day the pride and the tradition of the LSU Tiger will not be entrusted to the weak or the timid, and we live by that and we work by that. And I think that we'll win a national championship. We had a team meeting yesterday, and the kids are so motivated and so fired up. And this is an old team, lots of juniors and seniors. So with this kind of team, you've got to go slow. You've got to be very mindful of injuries. But
I love it when you say they're an old team. Everything's relative. I mean, when you peak in gymnastics at about what, in age-wise for the Olympics, maybe 16 or?
Well, that's kind of the entry age now. But you look at Simone Biles and what she's doing. She's going to make a run for 2 Olympics back to back, and she's just incredible. You know,
She is.
And America should be so proud because she represents us so well. But you know, in college, it's a different mindset. These kids were limited to 20 hours a week. You know, not Simone, she probably doesn't train this many hours, but most kids that are in quest of the Olympics are training 35 hours a week. So, you know, you limit them to how many hours they can train, and you try to take care of their bodies. But pretty much by the time they're in college, we've set the skills that they're going to do. We add a little bit of difficulty if we can, but we mostly focus on execution, presentation,
Right.
and perfection.
So most sporting events, I said, we were talking about this these days, it's a big entertainment event as well. All sorts of things are going on, and you go, oh, down there they're actually playing a game or doing a sport.
Yeah.
Is it also that entertainment thing?
Well, entertainment's a huge part of it. You know, people now, you know, they're on their phone. Everything is quick and instant, and I think it has to have an endpoint. And Jay Clark, my associate head coach, and he's had a lot of success at a previous university. And when he came in, it was just an addition to what we were trying to do. All of a sudden, we began doing. You know, and I always say nothing beats a try like a failure. So, you know, don't tell me you're trying. Let's start doing. So we began to do things, and has made a tremendous difference. But you know, we boxed our event. We've made it more entertainment. There's a very clear end point. Our scoreboard in the PMAC is the finest at any collegiate gymnastics venue, and so I think that has enhanced the quality of our event. But I mean, from the announcer to the pep band to Mike the Tiger, it's all happening at our event. And look, when I go to basketball games, I go up and check out the concessions because I want to know what's going on at a gymnastics meet, because
Right.
you know, if it's good for basketball, it's going to be good for gymnastics. So you know, I'm constantly checking the bathrooms. Hey, there's gum on the floor. Let's get that gum off the floor. You know, it's just, but because everything counts, everything matters. And you know, I learned that from Skip Bertman. If you're not keenly aware of everything that's going on at your event, nobody else is. It's your event.
Well, what I love to see are all the young girls who are there so excited and they want to be on your team.
Yeah, that's been a wonderful thing. The role model and what this incredible group of young ladies has done for the sport of gymnastics in this area and in the state. And I think it's a real source of pride for the gymnastics community that this team has done so well. And every opportunity we have, we open our doors and we try to share this facility with as many kids as possible.
What was the hardest moment in any particular tournament? Was it, you know, I don't know, last season, what was the hardest?
Well, I think that last year the toughest thing was that, you know, we were in the Super 6 competition, and we had a legitimate shot at winning it, and all of a sudden one of UCLA's kids decided that she was going to become superhuman, and she got 2 10s, and so they upset the whole apple cart and came from behind and won it. But the disappointing thing was the fact that there was only 2/10 of a point separating 1 and 4, and we were at the end of that 2/10. I think that was the biggest thing, that it was so close yet so far away.
Well, you've been a judge yourself, and so when you're sitting at home, you go, well, how do they know how is that a 10 and something else is a 9.9?
Yeah.
I mean, is it tough to judge?
Well, you know, when it's splitting hairs, you know, when you look at it and it's so aesthetic and it's so beautiful, but it's so powerful and it looks so easy, and there's really no noticeable flaws. There's no shuffle step. There's no body alignment.
Or falling off the
falling off,
beamer.
that's a half a point.
Yeah.
But the difference between a 9.9 and a 10.0 is so minuscule, but you just feel it. And you know, sometimes that 10 comes from the energy and the excitement in the crowd and the momentum that team has built when that person before the last person goes 9.95, and then all of a sudden the next person is just that much better. It's like, drop your mic, it's a 10. So, you know, that's when it's really fun and really exciting.
We think that this team is just you have built an incredible legacy here at LSU, and I hope that do you think the people of Louisiana really appreciate it, or are you just happy you had the opportunity?
Oh, I'm so happy I had the opportunity, and I do. You know, we had D-D Day in Donaldsonville last year. That was like heartfelt, and it it's amazing. I think they do. You know, I do a lot of speaking and a lot of things around South Louisiana more than anything, and we're hosting the SEC Championships in New Orleans. Thank you, the state of Louisiana, because they have supported that effort and really made an appeal to the conference for us to get it here. But you know, have that, and we're hosting the regional championships, NC2A's regional and super regional here at LSU this year. So I think that there's a lot of appreciation.
Well, you're a wonderful representative of Louisiana, and we congratulate you on being a Louisiana legend. It was so much fun seeing you with the other legends at our event. So.
Thank you, and I appreciate everything you do for LPB, because I know it's an ongoing effort to make it as great as it is.
Well, I think your passion is evident, and it's been a real treat to be here with you. Thank you for letting us come.
Thanks. Come back. Open my doors. Come back anytime.
All right, I'll see you at a meet.
Go Tigers.
And thank you so much for watching Louisiana Legends and this interview. Good night.
Since 1923, Roy O'Martin, a Louisiana-based wood products company, has followed the example of its founder to give back to our Louisiana communities where we live and work. To learn more, visit royomartin.com. The Louisiana Lottery is proud to join LPB in honoring the 2018 Louisiana Legends, contributing over $3.5 billion for K-12 public education. The lottery is giving Louisiana a reason to smile. Support for the 2018 Louisiana Legends comes from Willis Knighton, a locally owned, locally operated not-for-profit health system serving patients in the Arklatex since 1924.
For a copy of this program, call 1-800-973-7246 or go online to www.lpb.org.